Hi, welcome to 90% Knitting. This is episode 142, and I'm Lisa, your host, also known as Fibernymph on Ravelry, Plurk, and Instagram. Today is Wednesday, November 26th, and here in the U.S. it's the day before Thanksgiving. So tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and I hope if you're here in the U.S. celebrating that, it turns out to be a lovely day for you. Okay, let's say hello to some people. I've got D. Sadie from California, Michelle from the UK, Frederica from Germany, or Frederique, I may have written it wrong, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, from Germany, and Frida from Sweden. All introduced themselves on the 90% Knitting board. Thank you for doing that, and welcome to all of you. And how exciting that it's so international. I just love that the podcast community is so international like that, and you get to know people from everywhere. It's wonderful. It's just so much fun. Anyway, I'm going to try to get through this episode fairly quickly. Not going to talk fast, hopefully, but I have a lot to show you, and I have somebody coming over to the house probably in about a half hour, 45 minutes, and I'm hoping to get done before she gets here just because I don't want to have to keep pausing, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's talk about what I've been working on. The Christmas gift Afghan is still going strong. I got 3 more squares done this week, so that's 12 if you're keeping count. And at this point I have no idea which ones are which, but I'm just going to show you the 3 that I finished. So here's one of them. I know they're not all that exciting because they're all kind of the same, but they're not the same. I mean, check it out. I mean, the yarn just knits up so differently. And I had a slight moment of panic when I was finishing one the other day, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have enough yarn to finish this Afghan. Remember, I bought 2 more balls from a shop in the UK. I got that yarn, so I've got them. I had 10 balls to start with, and I was planning on getting 2 squares per ball, which I'm getting 1 and most of a second. But for whatever reason, my brain was thinking that I needed to use those extra balls for every square, and I don't. I only have to use it for the second square, so I still think I'm okay. Number 13 is on the needles now, and this is how far it is. It's actually, I mean, it looks like there's a lot left to do, but that's actually pretty close. That'll go fast. However, I mean, this is all I have left of that ball. This was the second one out of that ball. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to delve into one of my extra balls for that. And that's why the second one is, it's number 13, but it's a second. That doesn't work out. But the one ball that I used, I'm just keeping it for my extra. So that's why it's off, in case you wondered or cared. I know. But anyway, it's still coming along. I'm happy with it still. I love knitting those squares. They're a lot of fun. So, and they're good mindless knitting. So you can always use mindless knitting. Alrighty, so those got some love. The Nyan Cat socks have not gotten as much love as I would have liked. I did get 1 color repeat done on the second sock in the past week, but that has not been my main knitting this week. So I had the ribbing done last week, I showed you, and so I got this repeat done. But when I do sit to knit these, like, I can do a whole color repeat pretty quickly. Stripes always go so quick. So I know I'll get them done. I just haven't had time to really work on those. And that's out of my Bounce base. No, it's out of my Bedazzled base. I'm sorry. That's the Nyan Cat colorway. Knitting those on US 1.5s. The Afghan I'm knitting on US 9s. I've told you that a million times. And the yarn for the Afghan is the Katya Azteca. I'm sorry, all of these details are on my project page. I feel like after I've shown you the same project a bunch of times, you probably get tired of hearing the details. Anyway, sorry. All right, the next thing I worked on, I did work a little bit on the gift socks that are not actually Christmas gift socks, so they haven't been at the top of my knitting list lately, but I was sitting, and it was the only project within reach, so I sat and worked on it the other day a little bit. And that is these little ankle socks that are all twisted around the needles right now. And this is Leading Men Fiber Arts on their Showstopper base, the Sucker Punch colorway. I'm knitting those also on US 1.5s, and I'm making foot progress. I have to double check. I'm not entirely sure how long I need to make these, so I have to somehow double check that with the recipient. I've knit them socks before. I just can't really remember. So anyway, but that got a little bit of love. And I really like how it's knitting up. I love this colorway. It's a lot of fun. I like how that pooling just sort of is doing that wavy thing. So that's still the first sock of that. What else? Oh, I have some finished things. The Happy Camper Dark Matter Butterfly socks, those got finished. Sorry I did not put them on sock blockers to show you. But they are done. Last week I had everything done except the heels. So I finished the heels up. They turned out to be pretty matchy, not completely. I mean, this has a little less pink on it, but it's still matchy enough. So anyway, this was my first Christmas knit that was finished. So yay for that. But then I also ended up finishing the Hitchhiker. So here it is in all its glory. I ended up with 34 points. It calls for 42, but I didn't have the yardage to do that. I'm never actually entirely sure how to wear a Hitchhiker. I like it. I think it's fun. Yeah. Anyway, I also ended up ordering a shawl pin that's going to be part of this gift. So there it is on. I love how it knit up. Again, this was my bounce base it was a test colorway that I had done, so it's not one that I actually carry. But it's perfect for the recipient, and I think she'll like it. And the shawl pin that I ordered, well, this isn't the one I ordered, but this is one I have. I ordered it from Michelle's Assortment, which you've heard me talk about before. But this is one of hers that I just happen to have sitting here for some reason. So I ordered another one that will go with this for its gift. So I was happy to have this off the needles, just because it was done, not because I didn't like knitting it. I do enjoy knitting Hitchhikers. They're fun, and again, it's pretty mindless. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of thought. So that's done. And then one of the patterns I showed you last week, this one, the Lace Ribbon Slouch Hat by Molly Wood. I started that and finished it. So here it is. I'll put it on just to show you. I don't want to stretch it out too much, but I was trying to block it without really getting that ridge around it because I just kind of want it to be slouchy. It's not like a super, super slouchy hat, but it's slouchy enough. I made some modifications. The pattern called for doing a garter stitch band. You can see there. I'm not a fan of garter stitch bands, so I did ribbing, just 1 by 1 ribbing. And then the other thing was the pattern was actually written to be knit with cotton yarn for it to be like a summery hat. And I'm also not a fan of cotton so much, and I wanted it to be warm. So I used my Cozy Base in the silver gray colorway, and I really like how it turned out. Silver gray I think is probably one of my favorite colors that I dye, one of my favorite semi-solids. So I'm really happy with how it turned out, and it only took about a half of a ball, so I've still got about 50 grams left. I could knit something else. I probably will not knit something else to go with this as a gift, but I still have enough left. So if you're looking for a really quick and easy hat to knit, this is a nice one. It was a wonderful pattern. The lace is super easy to memorize. I did it in 2 days, I'd say 2 or 3 days, I think. 3 days maybe. Yeah. Because it's basically you just do the brim. You do the brim, and then you do the lace repeat, which is 12 rows. You do that 3 times, and then you have your decrease section, which is another 12 rows, and you're done. So fast, easy, pretty, another gift ready to go. So I'm feeling really good about my gift knitting. And oh, I did that. Actually, I changed the needle since I wasn't using the cotton. I ended up using size 5 and 7 instead of 6 and 8s, which is what the pattern called for, and it worked out fine. I thought it would just be too big, too loose on the 8s, so it worked out well. I'm now at the point where I really don't know what I want to knit on next. Did I show you? Yeah, I showed you everything. Okay. I don't know what I want to start next. I need to start another project, but I'm I'm just undecided. I actually have a couple of gift projects that I need to knit that I was volunteered for. I love gift knitting. I don't mind knitting for people, especially people that I know will appreciate it. Being volunteered, when I say volunteered to knit gifts, I mean I'm being volunteered to knit gifts to give to people, not knit gifts for somebody else to give them to somebody. And the people that I was volunteered to knit the gifts for are actually people I probably wouldn't knit for. I may not even really have given them gifts. They're not people I'm super close to or anything. But I was sitting right there when the offer was made on my behalf. Oh, she'd be happy to knit that for you. And the person who said that should have known better than to just volunteer me like that, but apparently was having a bad brain moment and did it anyway. And so I really couldn't say no. It was not, and then by default of saying yes to those two, there's actually a third one that I kind of have to knit because I couldn't just do the two and not do the one. And a couple of these involve children. So again, that like makes it like I have to do this now. I'm trying to have a good attitude about it because they're small projects. It's not like it's going to take me super, super long. It's just the way it came about that I'm kind of not pleased with, but I don't want to knit bad karma into that into this stuff when I do start it. So I don't like being volunteered for things. Had that person asked me if I would do this, I probably would have said yes, even though it wouldn't have been something that I would have initiated. I probably would have said yes. So I just need to focus on that. And the other thing was I had specific colors then came. Okay, well, this has to be this color and this has to be, it's like, if I'm knitting you a gift, I will take your choices into consideration, but you know what? You need to be happy and thankful for what you get. So anyway, as it turns out, there were specific color choices, two of which are black. I'm not a fan of knitting with all black yarn, but I'm gonna do it. I had to order yarn though because I only have one skein of black yarn. Like I could dye some, but I do semi-solid colors. I don't do solid, and I'm pretty sure they want solid. So I have one skein of Malabrigo Rios in black on hand, so I'm going to use that for one of them. And I ordered some, it's totally escaping me. I ordered it from the Loopy U. It's cotton and wool together. I've used it before. What is it? Oh my goodness. Hang on. I'm going to look this up just because I know as soon as I see it, I will say, oh yeah, that's what it is. Because I actually knit mittens out of them one other time. Oh, Spud and Chloe sweater. That's what it is. Because it needed to be something worsted. And I'm pretty sure... See, now I'm hoping that that's actually superwash worsted. Does anybody know? Is Spud and Chloe sweater superwash? Oh, it says it can be machine washed, so I guess that's good. Okay. I didn't even think about that whenever I ordered it. So anyway, I have the yarn coming for the other two projects. I've got the yarn, so I may cast on. That may be my next thing I cast on, is what I'm going to do out of the Rios. I love Rios. It's a great gift yarn. Like if you need to give a gift of superwash, Rios is wonderful. So those are definitely, coming up. As far as like family gifts, I think those are all underway or done. I have a couple, I have two more gifts for friends, like they have to be like nice. Not that anything I knit isn't nice per se, but I mean like more than just a little tokeny gift. And then I have another group of friends who we get together every year for Christmas. There's only 4 of us, and I usually give them something, and most years I end up knitting them something. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Last year I did dishcloths. Everybody got a dishcloth. This year, I'm not sure, because they can be something smallish and tokeny, because it's usually sort of a like a group of gifts, little things that I put together. So I'm thinking maybe mug cozies. I may do like stranded knitting mug cozies and then give them each a mug and put some like coffee and tea and hot cocoa and um, candy, things like that in with it. So that's my thought process on that right now. And I have to have those done fairly early because we decided we're getting together on the 13th of December, which is earlier than we sometimes get together. So I need to get on the ball with those. Maybe I'll cast those on. I don't know. We'll see what I manage to get done. But those are things that need to start happening. But in the meantime, I'm really happy with all the progress I've had so far. It's been good. Okay. I hope that really didn't seem rude when I was saying about the volunteered gifts. I hope you understand what I mean. I'm thinking most knitters will probably understand what I mean because I don't mean to be mean about it. And I am fine with knitting these things. I wasn't happy with how it came about. That's all. Okay, the November-December knit-along, the Giving Cow, is still going on. You guys are posting wonderful projects. I love looking at them. Thank you. Don't forget to post your pictures in the finished object thread because that's how you get in for the drawings that will happen when the knit-along's over. You're welcome to post it in the regular knit-along chatter thread too, but please just remember to post it in the drawing thread, the finished object thread as well for the drawing. I mean, if you want to be in the drawing. So anyway, again, you have up through December 31st to finish those projects, as long as they were started on or after November 1st. What else? You can tag them 90K Giving if you would like to on Ravelry and on Instagram. And we're also still doing the 9 weeks of giving along with the Giving Cow. We're in week 4 now, and I still am just so enjoying reading all of your random acts of kindness. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you. You guys are great. I just pass that good on in the world. I just can't say that enough, you know? All the crazy stuff going on and the negativity, and, you know, we all have our own bouts of negative stuff that go on in our lives. I was just talking to a friend last night about that, you know, and he was saying about how he looks at other people at work and at other places, and he sees these people and they seem like they're fine and they have no problems and nothing bad happens in their lives. And I said, you know, they probably look at you and see the same thing because it's not like we wear that on the outside of us very often. I mean, if we did, some of us might be crying all the time. I know I would be sometimes. But we put on that face, you know, like, I'm good, I've got it together, everything's fine. But you just never know what is going on underneath. And I just read a quote. There was a really good quote that I read yesterday, and I can't remember exactly what it was or even who it was by, but you know, you just don't know what's going on underneath the surface of other people. So my point is, those little random acts of kindness, even if you're doing it for somebody that you think has it all together and you know, has no cares in the world, I'll bet you they do, and I'll bet you they'll appreciate it. So, and I've been trying to do mine. I haven't been posting mine on the board because I'm, you know, not going in for drawing, obviously, but I've been trying to be more out there as far as commenting on things for people, especially on Ravelry. I wrote to a designer this week actually and just told her how much I've really been enjoying her pattern. It was the lava flow cow that I made a couple of years ago. Or I guess last year I think I started it maybe the year before and finished it last year. I don't remember. But I've been wearing it a ton this year, like even around the house in the morning, just to keep my upper back and my neck warm. And honestly, it's one of the things I've knit that I have enjoyed the most. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to write to her and let her know that because, you know, as a designer, I know every once in a while I'll get a message from somebody. I mean, I get messages saying, I don't understand this part of your pattern, and I try to help people, but you know, it's always nice when you get those notes saying, oh, I really enjoyed knitting this pattern or whatever. So that's what I told her. And she wrote back and was like, thank you so much for your note. I was having a bad week. And, you know, so anyway, it perked her up and I was glad. So I was glad I took the moment to, you know, to tell her how much I enjoyed her pattern. So anyway, Yes, please continue doing that. So that thread will stay open this week till Friday. I'll close it Saturday morning and then open a new one, and I'll do the drawing for the free pattern for a winner. So that's been fun too. I've been enjoying getting to give people patterns. So. Let's see what else upcoming. I mentioned these already, but just in case you missed it last time, January there's not going to be really an official knit along going on. It's going to be kind of a leisurely, whatever you want to do, kind of month. Please just do that. I will probably be knitting some of the wanna knits that I've been putting off this month and next month to get gift knitting done. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I may try to finish up some other projects too, or decide to frog them, because I always try to start my year off doing that, clearing out my weird whips that have been languishing. But then come February and March, I hope you will join in with Melissa, who is a Nonzi on Ravelry, and she does the Meltrans Designs, can't say it, Meltran Designs podcast. We're going to do a stranded color work knit along those 2 months, so we will put out more details as that time comes closer. But if you are thinking about a stranded knitting project that you've wanted to do or try, or maybe you've done it and you'd like to do something bigger, you know, you might want to start looking for your pattern now and decide on yarn so you can be all ready for that come February. So I'm looking forward to that. Otherwise, podcasts, I've still been watching some podcasts, and I found a couple more new ones. I get a lot of recommendations when I talk about podcasts. They're like, oh, well, if you like that one, you'll probably like this one too. So a couple of ones that I watched this week that were new to me was Tilly Trout. She's adorable. I just love watching her. I like that she had a little Santa Claus headband on in her last episode this week. It was really, really cute. So I've enjoyed her. And then Little Bobbin's Knits. I don't know how I missed that one, because when I went to Ravelry to join her group, I realized I was already a member of her group, which probably means somebody invited me to it at one point. And usually if I get invited to a group, I join, but then I don't always get around to actually watching the podcast for that group, and apparently that was one of the ones I missed. And so I started watching that, and I thought, oh my gosh, I love this podcast. And I watched all the back episodes pretty much in a row. I think I finished them in like 2 days. Danny just has the nicest voice. She's very calming and very relaxing to watch, and I just love watching her. I've just really enjoyed it. So anyway, those were the 2 new ones that I watched this past week. And I have a couple more that people have mentioned that I haven't gotten to watch yet. And I'm trying to get caught up on some of the ones that I always watch. So lots of watching time coming up, because I've got lots and lots of yarn to reskein coming up. So it's something I can do while I'm reskeining. I think that's everything for the 90% part. Let's see, 10%. Emma is home. She got home last Thursday very late. She had flight delays. She had to run from her one flight to her next one. Like, she's literally had to run minutes. And they were closing the door. Her checked bag did not make it onto the plane. They delivered it the next day though. And it was mostly stuff she was just bringing home from school that she didn't need anymore. So it wasn't like imperative things that she had to have. So that worked out okay. But it's been good to have her home. She hasn't been here a whole lot because she's out doing stuff with friends, and she's working at the bakery which is where she's at this morning. And but it's still nice to have her home. I'm just glad to have her here. Last Friday evening, I went out with a girlfriend, and we went and saw Craig Ferguson, who was performing here in Pittsburgh. He is so funny. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you don't know him. He's a comedian who he hosts the Late Late Show on whatever station that is. I don't really step and watch that very often anymore, but I've always enjoyed him, and he was hilarious. Oh my gosh, I laughed for like 2 hours at the show, so that was a lot of fun. What else? I mentioned Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I am cooking this year. I did not last year. I sort of boycotted last year just in light of my separation at that point and everything. It was just too hard, because that was actually something that my now ex, but he and I used to do together. The night before Thanksgiving, we always made a huge vat of stuffing together, because we always hosted Thanksgiving here. And so we made our stuffing together. And even in the bad times with him and I, that was always something good. It was just something that we did together. So last year, I just was not in a place that I could do that on my own, and I just didn't want to have anything to do with it. So I made brunch for everybody. My mom and stepdad were up from Florida last year, and the kids were here, and Jim was here, and I made brunch for everybody. And then sent them on their ways, and I stayed home, and I was fine. It was fine. But this year I decided I missed the turkey and the stuffing, and I really want the turkey and the stuffing this year. So I bought myself a little bird, and I told the kids, I'm making it. If you guys are here, you're here. If not, whatever. I'm making some turkey. So sorry, I need to look out my window a second. Okay, still good. So it will be a small gathering tomorrow, but it'll be fine. And I will have turkey and stuffing, and I'm going to make a pumpkin pie, and I'm going to make pudding pie because the kids aren't crazy about pumpkin pie. I'm not doing sweet potatoes because I'm the only one who would eat them, and there's so much sugary stuff on them that it's really not healthy anyway. So I'm not going to bother with those. I'll make mashed potatoes because the kids like the mashed potatoes. I'll probably make some broccoli casserole because I like broccoli casserole, and that I will eat. And that's not overly healthy either, the way I make it with all the cheese and stuff in it, but it's good. So, and of course, cranberry sauce. You can't have Thanksgiving without some cranberry sauce and rolls. No, I don't make my own cranberry sauce. I opened the can of Ocean Spray and plop it out and slice it up. So, anyway, it'll be fine. It'll be a good day, I'm sure. What else? I did actually take advantage of nice weather we had earlier this week, and I put my Christmas lights out on the bushes already. I've not plugged them in, obviously, but they're out. Because last year I missed my window of opportunity, and this year I bought like a ton of lights last year because our old ones were kaput. So I had bought them last year, never got them put out. So this year they are on the bushes and they are ready to go. And I'm glad because today we're supposed to get snow. So at least they're done. I'll do the rest of the outside decorating. Well, Emma wanted to help, so maybe we'll do that this weekend. I don't know. And she wants to decorate the put the tree up and everything before she goes back too. So I guess we'll be doing that this weekend, which is a little earlier than I probably would have done it otherwise. But since she wants to do it with me, we'll do that. So anyway, yeah. What else? That's about it. I've been taking walks because, like I said, it was really nice out the first part of the week, very warm, and it was funny. This is kind of weird, and I'm not sure what I'll do with it. I took a video. Actually, I did it 2 different days, but the one was super long, and I'm not doing anything with that. But the other one was a little shorter, and I just took a video on my walk talking about the area where I live and showing people stuff. I haven't done anything with it yet, and what spurred me on to do that is because I've really been enjoying watching little video clips that other podcasters have put out, like Disa has done her walks in the woods. She does those little videos. Tilly did one of the beach where she takes her dogs. I feel like there was another one that I saw too recently. But I love that. I love getting a chance to see other areas of the world like that and see, what other people do and where they're at and everything. So I thought, well, living here in the United States, I've lived here all my life, pretty much in the same area. To me, this isn't like overly exciting, but maybe to somebody else who hasn't been in this area, maybe they would be interested in seeing it. So I don't know. I will probably at some point post it just to YouTube. I'm not going to upload it so that it would go to iTunes or anything. I'll just put it on YouTube. I will probably call it something like 100% Not Knitting, just so you know that it's not a knitting podcast, and if you don't want to watch it, please feel free not to. But if you are interested and have that little inner voyeur in you like I do, and I like to see little bits of other people's lives, you might enjoy it. I don't know. I have to watch it again and see if I rambled too much. Because if I did, maybe I'll just not put it up and I'll do another one sometime more thoughtfully. I don't know. Anyway, all right. I'm going to pause here because I need to gather stuff to show you for the shop update. There will be a shop update on Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And there's going to be a coupon code too. So if you're interested in anything about that, hang on. And if not, I understand. And I will see you next week. And if you're in the U.S., please have a wonderful Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. It's the shop news segment of the show. There will be a shop update this Saturday, November 29th, beginning at 9 a.m. This is the rest of the show leftovers that I have for you. And it's also Small Business Saturday. I'm sorry, Small Business Saturday. I don't know why I can't get that out. As you know, here in the U.S., Thursday is Thanksgiving. Friday is traditionally Black Friday because all the stores offer huge sales and everybody goes out shopping and getting their Christmas shopping done, and it's crazy and nuts, and I don't do it anymore. A lot of stores even open late Thursday, like Thanksgiving, and that's just not my thing. When I was younger, I used to go out on Friday. There's no shopping I need to do that badly that I'm going to go out with the crowds. Sorry, I'm just not. But anyway, kind of in response to Black Friday with all the big stores, Small Business Saturday started to encourage people to remember to not patronize, oh my gosh, to visit their small businesses as well. You know, small independent stores need your love too. And all of us indie dyers, we are small businesses. So, you know, we try to jump on there and enjoy that as well, or help you enjoy the shopping, that you do not have to hustle and bustle and elbow people and get elbowed or whatever. So none of you would elbow people. I know that. You're all too kind. Anyway, I wanted to do something special for you guys for Shop Small. And what I really wanted to be able to do was offer free shipping, but I cannot do free shipping for everybody because international would kill me. It's just super, super expensive. As you probably know, if you're international, you know what you pay for shipping. But what I am going to do is I'm going to offer a $5 coupon code. So that is my way of helping to defray your shipping costs no matter where you are. So the coupon code will be SHOPSMALL5, SHOPSMALL, the number 5, all capital letters. And that will start at 9 a.m. Saturday morning, and it will run through 9 a.m. Sunday morning. So when the update goes live, it will give you 24 hours of shopping with that discount code to use to help defray the costs of your shipping for whatever you purchase through the shop in that 24-hour period. So anyway, I hope that will be helpful to you, and I hope you'll enjoy the things I have to offer you, because there are a lot of things left from the show that I did not put up last week and I saved for this week. So let me begin to show you these. And I am going to have to pause a couple of times to run and get more because I don't have enough space right here. But let me start with the remainder of the tonal and variegateds that I did not put up last week. There will be one skein of Cheer Cheer. This was the club colorway inspired by the cardinal, the bird. So I have one skein of that left on the Sunshine base. And then I have my I Am No Mermaid colorway. I have some on Sunshine and some on Bedazzled. I have one skein of Doubletree on Bedazzled. Look, my fingernails coordinate with it nicely. I have Ice Palace. I don't think I've done Ice Palace as a variegated before, and oh my gosh, I love it, and I especially love it on the Bedazzled. Look how pretty it is with the sparkle in it. Oh my goodness, I love it. So there will be some on Sunshine, and I know there's at least this one on Bedazzled. So yummy. I've got that's interesting. I thought I put this up last week, but I guess I put it up in a different base. Sorry, I'm confused. This is Elegance. This is the lace weight. This is Winter Solstice Sunrise. If I already have this in the shop, I'll just simply add this. I thought I put all the lace weight up last week, but I may have missed this one. Anyway, Winter Solstice Sunrise on Bedazzled and on Elegance, apparently. So, and lastly, I have Shadowlands on Bedazzled and Sunshine. So those are all of the tonal and variegateds that are left. Then I have gradients. Now, I've got 3 different types of gradients. I don't have a lot of any of them because the gradients sold really, really well at the show this year. Or this time, the show. Sometimes they sell really well, sometimes hardly anybody buys them. This time, it was one that people were buying. The first batch of them are the ones on my DK weight base, my Bonafide base, that I always, I do up in gradients and sell with the coupon code for the Takushcha cow. It's a cowl pattern that I did a while back. I believe that was originally a club thing too. I'm sorry. It was originally a club pattern. Was it? Yes. Oh my gosh, it's been a while now, so I'm having a brain meltdown on that one. But anyway, if you buy one of the DK Way gradients, it will come with the coupon code that you can download the Takush Chakao pattern for free on Ravelry. This one is in the Byzantine color block gradient. Then I have some monochromatics, Caribbean Blue, Sunken Treasure Gold, and Tree Frog Green. Whoops. So those are all ones that come with the coupon code. Oh, and then there's this one that's also a color block. This is Polly Want a Cracker. So those will be in the shop. Then I only have 2 colors in the Sunshine, the fingering weight base as gradients, and the one is Shadowlands, and the other is Heat Waves. So there will be those. And then I have 3 colors left on the Mega base, my bulky base that I did in color block gradients. The first one is Zinnias. I'll show you this side, it's a little prettier. So there's Zinnias. There is Beachcomber. And there's Sunflowers in the Sunset. And those are all on the Mega base. They're 5 color block gradients. So, okay, so that's that. I'm going to run now and I'm going to get the self-striping sock. So hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So now we've got self-striping sock. And there's a good bit of it, so hope you're interested. First of all, let's see. Okay. Some of them are on Bounce, some of them are on Bedazzled, some are on both. So ultimately look in the shop and see what's what. But for right now, we've got Sign Here on both Bounce and Bedazzled. Got one skein, at least one skein of Doubletree on Bounce. Fervent Fjord on Bounce. There are some skeins of Star Trekkie on Bounce and Bedazzled. Woolly Bear on Bounce. Purple Pandemic on Bounce. There's some Troll in the Dungeon on Bedazzled. There's at least one Lucky Cat. I think there actually may only be one Lucky Cat on Bounce. Sea Monsters Need Love Too. That's on Bedazzled. Northern Lights on Bounce. There's some TARDIS on both Bounce and Bedazzled. There's Bedazzled. I'm trying to get the sparkles to show. And then there is my my monochromatic striping series that I brought out a little while ago. I've got some of each of those. So there is a Rally of Reds on Bounce. There is an Order of Oranges on Bounce. Wow, that's really coming out yellow. It's not nearly that yellow. There, I'll back it up. An Order of Oranges on Bounce. An Enclave of Yellows on Bounce. The green, a Gathering of Greens I have on both Bounce and Bedazzled. A Bevy of Blues I have on Bounce. And a Passel of Purples I have on Bounce and Bedazzled. So there's those. And then I have 3 colorways that I've never had in the shop before. I dyed them just while I was dyeing for the show. Inspiration came and I decided to dye some new colorways. I think I showed them to you before, though. I mean, I think I showed them to you before the show, and I have some left. So this one is called Bam Zap Pow, sort of like comic book Bam Zap, you know, okay. So that's Bam Zap Pow, and that's on Bounce. This one is Harlequin. I have to apologize. If you were the woman who came to the show and had a little list of colorways you were looking for, and Harlequin was one of them, and I looked and looked and looked, and I said, no, I think we sold out of those, I apologize because they were actually still there. Or at least this one was, and I totally missed seeing it. So if that was you, I really apologize. I'm so sorry that you weren't able to get this because I couldn't find it in amongst everything. You know, sometimes when people do that, they ask me for specific colorways, and I know I've dyed them, but it's kind of like I'm in the middle of everything, and I'm like, you just don't pick some things out. Anyway, Harlequin. Harlequin will be in the shop since I mistakenly told somebody that I didn't have it on my display when she asked, so I feel bad. And this one is Dark Fire. This is sort of the opposite of Heat Waves. It's the same colorway, except instead of a white neutral, I've got the black neutral, and I really, really like it with the dark. I think it looks pretty neat. So, Dark Fire. The dark fire will not avail you. Okay, that is all of the self-striping fingering weight. The only other thing there is left that's going to go up in the shop is fiber. And I'm not, again, this week, I'm not going to try to show it to you on the podcast just because it's in its plastic bags. It's really, really hard to show you, and there's tons of crinkling that goes on. So I will take the pictures, and they will be up in the shop, but there's lots of braids of fiber left. I've got like one whole bin left that I didn't put up from last week. So those will be going up. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, there are more of the semi-solid mini skein grab bags. I did add some of those to the shop last week. I hadn't told you I was going to. I didn't know if I was going to have time to do that, but there are more of those in the shop now, and I will probably add some more after those sell out because I've got them that I can put them together. So just know that those are there. What else? I have gift certificates. I haven't mentioned those in a long time, but I usually have gift certificates in the shop. So with the holidays coming up, if you're looking for, you know, a gift for a knitter friend and you want a gift certificate, just you can purchase it on there. They're $25 increments that are on in the shop. If you want it for a different dollar amount, just, you know, email me, let me know, and I'll be happy to put one up specifically for you in that amount to purchase. What else? What else? What else? I guess that's it. So anyway, that will be the shop update this week. Again, starting at 9 a.m. Saturday, the 29th, 9 a.m. Eastern. And again, because it's Shop Small Saturday, I am offering a coupon code for 24 hours. It's Shop Small 5, SHOPSMALL 5, the number 5, that will give you $5 off your whole order. So that will help you with your shipping costs. Anyway, that's everything. I hope you have a lovely Thanksgiving if you're here in the United States, a nice long weekend. I hope you get to relax and enjoy some knitting and maybe not get too crazy. Unless you enjoy the crazy of the shopping out with all the people, then go for it and have a good time. But anyway, don't forget your small businesses on Saturday and this whole holiday season, really, because we're important too. Anyway, all right, that's everything I've got for you. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.